the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord. When I have gained honor for myself over Pharaoh and his chariots and his horsemen. And the angel of God who went before the camp of Israel moved and went behind them, and the pillar of cloud went from before them and stood behind them. Verse 20, so it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel. Thus it was a cloud and darkness to the one, and it gave light by the night to the other. So that the one did not come near the other all that night. This miracle may take all night, but it's gonna happen. Tell three or four people, it may take all night, but it's gonna happen. That's right. Oh yeah, when you get up, you're gonna hear something. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea into dry land, and the waters were divided. I don't know how you feel, but I'm excited. What about you? How many are pregnant with possibility? Yes, sir. Tell three people, I'm pregnant with possibility. Yes, sir, because something is about to break for me and my family. And how many of you began this year with some real expectation that things are going to be different? And how many believe they're already different? Yes. And so as we peruse this text, I believe that God is up to something. And oftentimes when I travel, I believe that God has a fresh word for the particular assignment that I'm in. And I just believe that God is about to drop something on somebody's lap. And I believe that where you have been spoken over, and prophecy speaks to our potential, but I also believe that it's been confirmed, but then I believe that there comes a season when it's manifested. And I have a feeling that it's about to be manifested. How many believe it's about to be manifested? And so I want you to find 5 or 6 people and just tell them any day now. Any day now. Go get up and tell them that any day now. Any day now. Any day now. Something is about to break. I'm going to ask you a question before I preach for these few minutes. If you believe it's about to break at your address, I wonder what kind of dance does that look like? Of the kingdom. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, when God made you, he made somebody. Do I have anybody out there that believes that? You're so special that there's nobody like you. That's why some people can't have a relationship, because let me tell you, you're not going to be like the other person. The unique thing is that you bring. And so how many believe that God gave you the hardware that you need to get the job done? What I want you to know before I close, it's time to make a choice. Choose you this day whom you're going to serve. Will it be, come on somebody, or will it be man? Turn around and say, neighbor, I'm going to follow the Lord because he has the plan. And all I've got to do is get down at the river and use what God put in my hand. And how many believe that God has given you something? Gift, a talent, an ability. And this is the year that you're coming forward. How many can see it happen? If you can see it, turn around to someone next to you and say, neighbor, in a few days, there's going to be some shifting going on. Not only am I coming out of debt, But everything that God promised, he's going to bring it full circle. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, don't get used to seeing me driving in the same car. Don't get used to seeing me wearing the same jacket with the same boots on, because eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard. Go to 3 people and say, neighbor, I'm about to shift right in front of you. I can't go back to my own mindset. I can't go back to the way I used to think. Something has happened in my head and in my soul and in my spirit. How many believe that something is going on and it's hard to articulate it? But change is in the room. If you believe it's in the room, go to 3 people and say, neighbor, you're holding the hand of somebody that's changing from the inside out. Hey, hey. Woo. Yes, sir. In a few days, look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, in a few days, my living arrangements are going to be different. In a few days, something is going to break. My employment status is about to shift. If you believe it, go to 3 people and shake them and say, it's done, it's done, it's done. Yes! Somebody say glory. Don't get me started up in here now. You're right on the brink. Tell your neighbor, I'm right on the brink. It's any day now. The money's about to be transferred. Any day now. I hear the sound of approval. Any day now. They're going to sign the check. Your child is going to school. Look at somebody and say, any day now. I'll be in my own automobile. Any day now. I see a promotion coming from the Lord. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, I'm not worried. I'm not going to fret, but I'm going to stand still and say, go to 5 people and tell them it's already done. It's already done. Woo. Yes. Woo. Woo. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, oh, neighbor, it's about to get greater later. If you can hold on, somebody lean back and say, hold on. Just a little while longer. Hold on. Hold on. Yea, though I walk through the valley, just hold on. When my mother and my father forsake me, hold on. Because God's about to do something. I said, God's about to do something. Woo! Somebody's about to go to a table. He prepared it. That's what it was all about. Oh, I finished. That's what it was all about. See, God had to use the good, the bad, all of that to prepare you for who was coming to the table. And he's not going to give you the luxury of inviting these folk. God said, I'm bringing Bank America. I'm going to bring BB&T, Regions, and Wells Fargo, and all of the others to the table. Before I finish with her, young lady with the white on, start dancing, because God said, I'm shifting your job employment. And as I put my hand on you, the Lord said, I'm turning what's temporary into... Somebody ought to run over to her and help her dance. Tell him it's already done. God said, while you were standing there, I'm about to bless you and your family. I'm enlarging. This is bigger. You know what? God said no one is going to have cornered the mark. I don't care if it's the Koreans, when it comes down to salons and things. God spoke to, I don't know you. Oh! Don't you start me up in here. Oh my gosh. Somebody ought to help her dance. This is your season. He said the break is coming. The clients are coming. I heard the Lord said enlarge. My God, I've anointed your hands. I've given you the spirit of Madam C.J. Walker. All up on the platform. Wait a minute, hold it. Every musician up there. Wait a minute, listen to me. Let me show you something. Get away from the equipment because you ain't gonna tear up nothing. Get over here. Get over here. Right here. Every musician, there's an extra something coming with the money. There's a move coming, every one of you. Guitar too. Start dancing. Guitar too. Come here, son. Come over here. Help us here. The Lord said in this season, even your education is going to be paid for myself. Yeah! There. Yeah! You know that's God. Somebody ought to help him. Somebody ought to say it's already done. Take it. God said to seal the prophecy. You're the one that's going to be a preacher. Somebody help him. Somebody leap up in this house. The Lord said, I put my hands on you when you were a baby. You're the one that's going to lead the family. You're going to have the eyes of the Spirit. Shake yourself, son, because it's already done. Yes, Lord. Prayers have gone out for you boys. Prayers have gone out for you, young lady. All of you are going to be well. Shake yourself, son. You're wonderful in numbers. You know that's God, don't you? Now start running. You're going to be a mathematician.
out a word of testimony, Shannon, and the fact that today would be the day we send her to another ministry. But when we were in our office last week, her main goal and focus was her children, and we talked about her son Dexter having a call on his life, and we just wanted God to get. That was those 3 boys that he prophesied to. See, that's why nobody got time to doubt it. We just dance on it, whether you dance or not. It's already done.